The new executive director of the Research Bureau. And Paul, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Hank. And
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk today.
Yeah, well, first of all, the Research Bureau has been around for decades here in the city of Worcester, and Worcester is lucky to have it.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about that, the fact that many municipalities have something like the Research Bureau. Not always do municipalities the size of Worcester have one, so I think we are lucky to have it.
No, we very much are, Hank, and thank you for pointing that out. The Bureau has been in existence for 34 years. We're part of a national government research organization, and assessing sort of the other members, it's clear Worcester's size frequently do not have research bureaus. The only other one in Massachusetts is the Boston Municipal Research Bureau, by way of comparison. So we're very fortunate that some real visionary leaders established us 34 years ago, and the community has been very supportive. But even across the country, it is exceedingly rare. In fact, we can't find a peer bureau serving a city in a municipal region the size of Worcester's.
Really, isn't that amazing? So, okay, I didn't realize that it was all across the country. I knew about Massachusetts. We live in these very partisan times.
Yes.
The Research Bureau, though, is truly dedicated to just the facts.
Yes. So we were founded 34 years ago to, among other things, identify the challenges and opportunities facing Worcester and educate policymakers and the public as to how to take advantage of those opportunities and how to address those challenges. So we've addressed a whole series of issues over those 34 years. Back in 2002, the Bureau shifted to be the Worcester Regional Research Bureau, recognizing that Greater Worcester is just as important as Worcester itself. So we do have a regional focus, not just the city, though as goes the city, goes the region.
Yeah, no, true. Worcester is the economic engine for this area. How do you decide on those topics then? Does the administration approach you? Are you completely separate from the administration? You don't like them to suggest things?
Well, it's interesting you should ask, Hank. So the Bureau itself is an independent, nonpartisan 501c3, so we're a public charity dedicated to education. So we are completely separate from the city of Worcester. We do have a very active and very large board and an even more active executive committee representing community leaders across a wide range of constituencies in Worcester. So while I'd love to say that it's one person making decisions on our research, it's frankly a guided conversation with our executive committee talking about what are the challenges facing the city and the region. And part of that is having dialogues with community leaders like you, or the Chamber of Commerce, or city councilors, or the city manager, or legislators. So ideas come from a whole host of quarters, and then we sit down with our executive committee and try to identify, is this an issue where doing a deep dive and doing a report and or holding a forum would have a real impact? And so it's a conversation and a dialogue.
Yeah, because it is a deep dive. I mean, it is a lot of information. There's a debate going on in Worcester right now, and I would say that, and I'd like you to use this as an example, because I think it's a debate that really has begun in earnest because of the Research Bureau report on if the WRTA should be fare-free. But I'm guessing you wrote it because there was maybe some talk about it, but it seems as if now that the Worcester Regional Research Bureau report is out, that has really kind of accelerated the conversation.
Well, thank you for giving us credit, Hank. I will say that it's been an ongoing conversation, not just in Worcester, but in other parts of the country. So admittedly, the report was issued. I'm on week 11. It was issued in the spring, so it was before my time. Right. But I will point out the report itself was trying to point out that boosting ridership of the Regional Transit Authority is a really important policy goal for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is greenhouse gas emissions, economic development, providing a way to link commuters with employment in their homes. With Polar Park coming, as you well know, there's a lot of opportunities here for us to benefit from a stronger transit system. So the report looked at ways of boosting ridership. One of the means it identified, looking across the country, is there are other RTAs that have identified fare-free routes and found other sources of revenue to supplant the fare revenue. And so that's an ongoing dilemma when you're a transit authority. You need to collect some fare box revenue, however, fare box revenue affects ridership. So I appreciate you giving us the credit, but I would point out it's a conversation outside Worcester, and also I need to give full credit. The Chamber just came out with its position paper on transportation, which included noting the Bureau's report and the importance of transit and the idea of trying that on a trial basis for 3 years.
Well, but it is the Bureau that is able to give a set of facts. Again, we live in a world now in which sometimes facts themselves seem to be in question. At least
Yes.
here, through the Research Bureau in Worcester, we get to actually have, okay, these are the facts, then people can take different sides and have different opinions. But we have the facts. So as you just mentioned, 11 weeks now
Yes.
on the job, so still relatively new. Why did you, and in 34 years, you are
Yeah.
only the third executive director
Yes.
of the Research Bureau. Why did you decide that you wanted to have the job, and what direction do you want to take the Bureau in?
Well, it's kind of you to ask, Hank. You and I have known each other a long time. I'm a lifelong Worcester resident, a fourth generation Worcester resident. I'm raising my 2 teenage kids in Worcester. So for the last 15 years, I've been running an issues and policy-based organization similar to the Bureau, but in 495. And this opportunity arose, and it was frankly too good of an opportunity to have an impact in my own hometown on a wide range of issues. The Bureau worked with the school department on the strategic plan a few years back. It's got a very strong record on transportation, downtown development, community building, voter engagement. We also, much like you, tried to foster voter engagement in the municipal elections. It was great that the work you did on the
Well,
brooms
and right
ballots.
back at you, good debates. We had a lot of good debates with a lot of strong candidates.
Yeah, thank you. So a lot of the work we do is to try to boost efforts like that. We hosted those 4 municipal election forums. In this case, coming back here, it allows me an unprecedented opportunity. I have very big shoes to fill. My predecessor, Tim McGorthy, was a tremendous leader with the city as the Chief Development Officer and then with the Bureau. And prior to Tim, Roberta Schaefer was the first executive director and made a mark on a whole host of issues. I have been working with our executive committee to identify other opportunities where the Bureau could get involved directly and provide some real assistance to the community, the city, and frankly, the broader government leadership. And it's clear, to the point you raised, transportation, whether it be the transit authority or commuter rail or the congestion we have on 290 and commuting patterns in and out of the city, is an issue we will be dealing with, and the Bureau looks forward to being part of that discussion.
Yeah, along with many, many others. All right, well, congratulations again for being named the new executive director. We look for great things. Can you give us, we got 30 seconds,
Yeah.
a preview, what's the next report going to be? Are you
I feel very confident predicting that you're going to see a report from us on transportation soon, but we're also looking at other issues as well. Everything from education to voter engagement to office space to walkability in the city. So I'm sure I'll have the opportunity to come back.
Yes, you betcha, when the next one comes out, and all easily downloadable at wrrb.org.